Hallelujah. In nomine Padre, Filii, Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sunday Mass. To be inspired, I hope, with that beautiful music by the incomparable Mr. Emmett O'Malley, whose entire gang is coming to New York tonight. They have just landed, and we will be reveling with them for Sunday, having a dinner with them. So excited to see Dana, Emmett, and the kids. The gang's back together, just missing the big guy in Venezia. And I hope you are all well. Let's see who's in the room to start off Sunday Mass with a bangaroony. Who got in there at number one today? Who? Well, it's none other than Dave Fahrenheit 451, who relinquished his daily bastard message the other day. And here's the thing. I'm trying to figure out a way to take a video and send it to you via email because I don't have everybody's WhatsApps. If you could go to everybody's favorite email, that is bashtardirk@gmail.com, and just send me your WhatsApp. Therefore, I'll have it handy. I'll put it in a little list, say bastards. And when it is time for you to have it, I can have an instant daily bastard message for one and all. The email thing doesn't really work, and it's because of the way I have my phone set up. It's simply because I shoot it at the highest resolution for this show, and because the pictures are crappy, I'd have to keep changing the settings, which is a pain in the ass. I don't want to do that, but I do want you to get that message because I said you're a bastard. Melly C in at number 2. Hey, Melly C, how are you? How are you? Easy E, my fellow New Yorker. He's a fellow New Yorker. 3 will be at work. I hope it's a good one. I hope it's a good one too. I'm very excited. Lots to talk about. I had a really wonderful meeting up with Angelo Minichello yesterday. What a fella. I'm meeting bastards left and right. And wait till I show you what he brought with him. Dumbfounded. Ray's here. Fourth at the door. Love you some more. That's a great lyric. I might abscond with that. Andrew Wolkowicz is here. Canadian $5. I'll be here for 3. Everyone upvote and make sure you're still subscribed. I had it set for 2. Then I was like, I don't want to do that to people. It's been 3, blah, 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 even though 2 sounds better for people in Europa. But, hey, let's keep it where it's going. If you like it at 2 and you want it at 2, or even if you want it at 1, send it in the messages down there. And, I look at all of them. And I make sure that everybody's getting their boxes checked. Thank you, Andrew, darling. See, look, it's already grown back. It's crazy. I got a haircut yesterday, like a real haircut at a barber shop, because I was looking like some kind of Muppet. It was looking cuckoo. Time flies says, please upvote, folks. In at number 9. Great to see you in the room. Look at you with that subby no date looking sexy. Hey, Fergal, upvoted number 10. Sadly, won't see this live, but enjoy Sunday Mass, Dirk and the Bastard. It's great to see you there with your Christopher Ward, as always, representing it. Ken Furby. Hey, Ken. Great to see you. Hello, everyone. Well done today, Carlos. Just about to settle down for he's talking about Carlos Alcaraz. Now, let me finish what he has to say. Now, just about to settle down for the Euros. We're playing horrible football, but end up in the final. All very mysterious. Upvote and subscribe. You might be playing terrible, but everybody else might be too, and that's how people get in there. Come on, England. So Carlos Alcaraz, he's the new guy. He's the new. There's a whole new generation of tennis. I'm a big tennis guy. Haven't, like I've said, ever since Roger Federer retired, I haven't cared that much. Not exactly the biggest Djokovic fan, and I've never been the biggest Nadal guy. Maximum respect. Where do? I mean, I think Djokovic has tried his best over the last couple of years since the great, several debacles for that guy. He's kind of a PR nightmare. That's why he uses Lacoste and Hublot and stuff like that. It's because he's just not the most sportsman-like. He's so bright, so intelligent, speaks like 7 or 8, 9 languages. I don't know. I just saw him on TV talking about the future of tennis. he could be such a great, and he's, what is he, 36, 37? He should have already kind of leveled off and just chilled out. And I think he's doing it now, finally. He was extremely sportsmanlike when talking about Carlos Alcaraz, who is this brand new kind of phenom that we haven't seen. He just basically, until the very end of this match, it was the best 3 out of 5, and he took it in straight sets. He rallied at the end, Djokovic, but it was too little, too late. The guy's just on fire, and Djokovic just had knee surgery a month ago, so he probably wasn't fit to play. Had he been in top Noli fashion, I think it would have been a great match, and I think Noli probably could have won. It's just that this guy is young and fresh and fast, and holy crap, he gets to every ball. Amazing. So hey, there's a new guy in town. This is his second slam, second victory. Holy smokes, that guy's good. Angelo Minikillo's in the room. Hi, ho, reporting live from Manhattan. Hey, well, here you go. Look at this. So let's talk about Angelo Minikillo. So, I met up with Scotty Love and we went to the museum, and turned out, I'm always afraid, like, hey, I'm gonna meet people that I don't know. I just know them from online. Am I gonna wind up in a box somewhere on the side of a highway? No, because you are the bastards and you guys are incredible. And as great as Scotty Love, so was Angelo. Angelo and I, we met up in late afternoon, early evening, went for a nice little passeggiata, a little stroll around Greenwich Village, looked around at a bunch of different stuff, stopped at a very famous Cafe Reggio. It's been there for 100 years, and had some, well, I ordered an iced coffee and he ordered a hot coffee, and we both got iced coffee. So there you go. It's a very strange place. It's a dusty old place, kind of touristy. I think they might serve food there. They have all these kind of oil paintings all over the wall that look like they're from the Renaissance, and it's very old and dusty. We were there for probably 2 hours, yakking, and after we were brought our coffees, not one single person ever came and asked us if we wanted another coffee or anything. It's just weird. And then Angelo takes a bag and he puts it in front of me, and it had a big book in it, and the book is all about the very first waterproof watch, and how wonderful that he brought me a book, and this is really great, and it's the history of the Field and Marine, combination of the Waltham Watch Company, founded in Waltham, Massachusetts, and how they were the stuff. I didn't know this stuff, that they were the biggest watch company in the world. And I'll show you a little history of them as we go on. And then in the bag was a box, and inside said box was a Waltham Field and Marine. Angelo Minikillo brought me this watch, brand new in the box. This watch, the Waltham company, has been resurrected. It's changed hands over the years. It was defunct for a while. They had some trouble post-World War II. He educated me on so much of their history. And then I did a deep dive today, and I was reading all about it. So surprising. This watch is absolutely beautiful. 41 millimeters. It's got a SW200 a Salida movement in it. It is absolutely gorgeous. And it's got this really interesting crown that locks. And if it looks familiar to you guys, it is more than likely where Panerai got their idea from, because it works on a similar kind of system. And this thing, 41 millimeters, fits so perfectly. It's a substantial watch. I'm grateful and still shocked. I stared at it and all day long. It's been on the wrist. It's on my left wrist today. Usually I wear it on my right. So it's very interesting because I do this on the show for you guys. Because otherwise I'll bang into all the mechanisms that are here, and I don't want to do that, especially with a brand new beautiful watch. I didn't realize that there was a sticker on the top. I took it off. I left the sticker on the back, as I do with all my watches. This is a watch I'm going to cherish forever. I'll take it off the wrist so you guys can have a looky poo at it. And green screen won't interfere with this. Look at this absolute gorgeous beauty. The only reason why you're seeing a little bit of green screen in there is because it's illuminated on the dots around the numerals and the hands. And that's the back. That's got the full sticker on the back of it. It's got a beautiful full leather strap that is made in Italy. And if you look closely, it says W on it. Engraved buckle. Everything about this is true to form, other than the movement. Obviously, movements have come a long way. and this has a Salida in it, and it is a new iteration of the very first waterproof watch ever invented a decade before Rolex and everybody else, and it was made for the military. It is the Field and Marine. It is so incredibly beautiful, and it is quite substantial. It is very, very heavy, and it's sitting with my other watches, and I was like, I'm going to wear it on the show today because I'm so grateful to do the show each and every single day, and I'm so grateful for all you guys. And listen, guys, it's very sweet of you with the gifts and stuff. It's just overwhelming, very emotional to meet somebody who's part of the show. He's a terrific guy. I mean, we met at 6:40, and I didn't get home till almost 2 o'clock in the morning. We wound up having dinner. We went to and I'll show you, and you will talk about the whole thing. First, let's talk about a little bit about the Field and Watch, the Field and Marine. I'll show you this. Fantastic. Let me show you the picture of it so you get a big close-up of it. Right. Let me get that better than that. I can do better than that. Can't I? Right now it's going to click away now. Oh boy. Why'd you do that? Is that not going to move? Now it will. Look at this thing. Absolutely. The engineering on this, it's beautifully done. So it was resurrected by a bunch of guys. There's an Italian-American entrepreneur named Di Benedetto who purchased the company and got together with Watch Angels, which is a kind of consortium in Switzerland. And they made it happen that they were able to recreate this watch. It is antique and modern at the same time. They kept all the aesthetics and upgraded it so it's up to modern specifications. It's absolutely a monster piece. 41 millimeters on the wrist. So beautiful. And a little history on this watch is that it's historically significant because it was an American watch that's been reissued. And it's the very first, as I said, the very first waterproof watch, waterproof and dustproof. The Depollier case that it was originally came in, a prestige Waltham movement with Depollier, and it was Jacques Depollier and Sons. Incredible specialties for watches in the early part of the centuries. The D&D Field and Marine watch, incredible. It's the only actually waterproof wristwatch ever made in the world at its time, with a double clinched bezel. It's absolutely amazing, these things that you learn. You think you know so much about watches, and I think, wow, what do I really know about watches? I know a lot about Omega and a couple of things about Rolex and the other big brands, but there's so much history when it comes to American watches. I didn't even realize it. I knew about, Benrus and Bulova, et cetera, but all the waterproof watches and dive watches on the planet can be traced back to Waltham Field and Marine, incorporating the Depollier technology, which is amazing. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. What a super really beautiful gift from you, and I'm gobsmacked. So then we went out to a restaurant, and I'll tell you, I'm going to show you this place. I did a little deep dive on this too. This place, it was kind of fancy. We strolled around the West Village looking for a place to eat, and he's vegetarian, so it all worked out. And, we're both low maintenance vegetarians. And we wound up at this place called Saint Ambrose. And we had to wait a couple of minutes, but they sat us it was pretty late. It was almost 10 o'clock at night. And we sat down kind of in the back and just chitter-chattered about everything forever and ever. It was a very nice restaurant. I will say both of us agreed after the fact that we both like al dente pasta, but man, it was almost crudo. It was so underdone, but it was good. And it turns out that this place, and Angelo, I don't know if you looked it up, they have a zillion locations. So it's a big chain. It didn't feel like a chain, but it is. They actually have a restaurant in Milano as well, all over the United States, Palm Springs and Vegas and a lot of different places. He had the cacio e pepe, which is always scary to get, but he said it was fine. And I had I just had regular spaghetti with a little bit of peppers in it. It wasn't quite super spicy or anything like that. But it was just very, when it comes to restaurants and pasta, I like O'Malley pasta, which is pretty much just regular spaghetti. And I had a glass of wine. I had a glass of Pinot Grigio. It was very, very, very nice. And we drank, I don't know, 2 bottles of San Pellegrino. It was good. It was a very nice, attentive service. They didn't bother us, so we got to chit chat about everything under the sun. You name it, we talked about it. I got to know the man. What an incredible guy hailing from Canada. Um, what a treat! What a wonderful night. You don't know how long you're gonna hang out with somebody or get along with them, but once again, it felt like 2 old friends getting together for the first time in years. It was really a spectacular thing. Angelo, what a chap you are, and thank you so much. I will cherish this. It's absolutely beautiful. Mama O'Malley is in the room. At Ken Furby, enjoy the game. Hope it's a good match. I have no favorites. Just want to see great football. Good luck to your side. The beautiful and incredible Jer O'Malley, whom we adore. Jen says, Forza Inglaterra. Wow, that's interesting. Carolyn Meriton's in the room. Afternoon bashers. As she said on the last show, the pens are in their final stages. So everybody who either won a watch or did the PayPal is going to receive their watches pretty soon. We'll do an announcement on the show this week, and we'll let you guys know. I'll confer with Carolyn Meriton, the girl with the wrench, because she is the all-knowing, incredible Carolyn Martin, and she is a master craftsman and an absolutely wonderful person. Ray says, good evening, Carolyn Meriton. Dave Fitzsimons is here. I'm confessing I'm wearing a Spanish jersey whilst in London. Shh. Much love, Bash. It's great to see you in the room, Dave Fitzsimons. Hey, it's just miraculous that England got this far. And, hey, fantastic. I mean, it just makes the sport so much better. Underdogs winning matches and tournaments is the lifeblood, especially being a long time suffering Mets fan. We've only won 2 World Series, 1969 and 1986, and come close a couple of times, but most of the time we're just shit. Actually, the Mets usually have a great first half, and then in America for baseball, we have this thing called the All-Star break. And the All-Star break is when all of the best guys from the teams, some guys get nominated to play on the American League versus the National League, and whoever won the year before has the home field advantage. It's like a whole big circus of baseball. Baseball has not been the most popular sport for probably the last decade. It's been eclipsed by American football, basketball, just kind of like lost its luster. When I was a kid, it was everything. It was by far the most popular sport in America. I think probably one of the reasons is, it has no international value. Other than Canada having one team and Japan loving baseball as they do, it does not have the mass appeal that, all the other sports do. As you all know, everyone in America plays soccer when they're kids, yet there is no real, tangible soccer presence. And they keep trying to make that happen, and it doesn't, because we can't compete on the levels of the Europeans and the South Americans and all those incredible African players and wherever they poach them from. It's just never been on the world. America's never been on the world stage of football as you guys, and truly it is football, whereas our football should just be called handball. And I don't get American football at all. I've tried. It's just too much starting and stopping, and it's just too. I don't know what it is about that sport. I don't get it. Now, meanwhile, baseball comes from cricket, as most people know, and cricket is a thing. Like, that's like watching a hummingbird float for half an hour. It's just I don't understand how people get all crazy about. People think baseball is boring. Wow. Cricket is just the weirdest thing in the world, and those matches go on for how long? And then any sport that ends in a draw just flips me out. Somebody needs to win. Or even worse, somebody needs to lose. Absolutely crazy. Andrew Welkovich says, hello, everyone. Hey, you're here. Hey, darling. And Mart is here, too, with his pretty kitty. Always great to see you in the room. I love this, guys. Where's the asterisk? Where are my asterisks? Look who's in. My other new best friend from this week. Free Wi-Fi on the plane. What did I miss? Isn't that cool? You got free Wi-Fi on the plane? Isn't that amazing? Angelo flew in on an airline I have never heard of, Porter. And it was so the way he spit it out was so matter of factly. And like, I come from an airline family. I pride myself on knowing every aircraft and airline and livery and all kinds of weirdo, nerdy crap that I'm into. And I had never ever heard. And I know all the little crappy European ones. I know them all, and they're all just so mostly EasyJet and of course Ryanair. Fresh fruit on Ryanair, like that'll ever happen. It's a great line from Catastrophe. Porter, it's a regional airline on Dash 8s. That's not a fun plane to get on. You know, that's always like, So, Scotty Love, tell me what airline you're flying on. Did we talk about that already? I'm sure we did, and I probably just brain. Carolyn Martin's in a pub. What beer should I order? Don't ask Dirk, because Dirk's got the most pedestrian taste in beer. I'd say get a Peroni or get a Budweiser in a long neck bottle, or a Stella Draft. I just like Pilsnery beer. Any of those fancy. America is obsessed. I do, however, like Ruddles ales. I like bitters. I like all the bitters from England. I love British beer. So beer in a British pub to me is fantastic. As far as Guinness goes, I can have one and I am done. It's too heavy for me. It's too thick and creamy. It's more like a dessert. As good as it is, one, and you know, whenever I'm in Ireland, I do have one, and I'm finished for the whole trip. I don't endeavor to have any more than that. But in England, I do love the beer. I love all the reddish ales and the bitters. Great stuff. But here, I don't know. I'll have a bud. This bud's for you, darling. Mr. You're a mean one. Mr. Bad Gas. Upvote, baby. Upvote. Thank you so much. I don't know what's going on with the algorithm. Maybe it's getting better. Hopefully, we'll make some kind of headway this week. We're going into this week positively that everybody who's subscribed will stay subscribed and all that stuff. Because I think about it. I got an email this week from Gary and Susan who are two of the most amazing bashers in the whole wide world. They're sweet, incredibly charitable, generous, amazing people, everything about them. And 60 times, 60 times, they were unsubscribed. Every time he did an experiment, he went back, and I hate to belabor this, and I'm so sorry because it just ruins the whole vibe of the room. We're in church, amen, and it's not fair and it's not nice. But he went through the iBashers page and clicked on every video, and every time he went to go look at a video, it said he was unsubscribed. So it wasn't just doing it to him for the whole thing. Every time he clicked on a video, it didn't look like he was subscribed. So there's some algorithmic crap, or there's a glitch in their machine. Maybe it has nothing to do with me at all. I don't know. Andrew says, Carolyn, anything you want, you deserve it. You know that. Ray says, if it's warm outside, Carolyn, order cider and ice. Oh, Jesus. That sounds like a Pat Benatar song. Cider and ice. Oh, God. Ray, cider? Oh, Jesus. How anybody could ever drink that, I don't know. I love you, but man, I'm in the sweetness of that. Does that not get to you after a while? And it's sour. Scotty Love says, Outgrass, has there ever been a faster player? Absolutely not. Never, ever. That guy, and after Djokovic got over his turns out he was gluten intolerant, and he went vegan for a while. Then he became gluten free, and the second he became gluten free, he no longer retired for matches. He chased down every ball. There were guys, Slayton Hewitt, there were a lot of guys that could get to every ball. I've never seen this amount. He's the fastest thing I've ever seen. Listen, this sport has been dominated. If you watch the Federer documentary, you'll see that it was, Federer and Nadal for the longest time, and everybody was happy with that rivalry. And then Novak came in and kind of ruined it for everybody. And to be fair, he was at an unfair advantage because everybody was so happy with that rivalry and wanted to see it every time. And all of a sudden, he got in there and he was winning and winning and winning, and then now he's the most winningest player in tennis history for the men. On the men's side, we had Serena. On the ladies' side, it's a new era, and Alcaraz is the advent of the brand new era. Does he have anybody in of his level? No, he doesn't. So expect that guy to start winning every single slam, because the only one left, I mean, Nadal's pretty much finished, I think. His body's just been beat up too. He played too hard. Two things can happen. Alcaraz could start winning everything, every single solitary match, and start accumulating slams and get up there fast. There's only 4 you can do in a year. So within the next 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, in 5 years, he could be up there with the big 3, with the amount. Roger's got 20, Nadal's got 22, he's got 24, Djokovic, and I don't think anybody's going to be able to stop him unless because of the way he plays, and the Spaniards are hard players. They play hard, physical. Roger is a gazelle on the court. He's a gazelle. It's like he's a ballet dancer. That's why he did not suffer injuries like the way Nadal did. That could happen to him. I hope it doesn't, because he's a beautiful player, but man, he plays hard. We'll see. Time will tell. Right, Carolyn Merson? She knows a lot about tennis. Mark Sherrard, do they have any sours? Carolyn Martin. Sean says MAGA 2024. I guess we could talk about that. I think Asheen's doing a whole show on that. This show isn't political, but listen, regardless of what anybody thinks about Donald Trump, no one deserves to get shot at. I don't care, unless you're a murderer, and he's not that. Mr. Bad Guest, Carolyn, Pilsner Urquell. Yeah, see that, I like that, Mr. Bad Guest. I like Pilsner Urquell. It's nice, and it's, what I had not long ago, a Kronenbourg, and boy, that was really refreshing too. It was French and creamy, but it was light. Carolyn Martin says, okay, Pilsner for round 1, so there's going to be round 2. 209 says, nice. Andrew says, Angelo, well done. Thank you so much. It wears so beautifully, and it feels so substantial. I mean, the only watch I have, the Milgauss, has serious weight to it, because it's a Sherman tank, this has very similar weight to it, where you actually, you don't forget you're wearing it. That's for sure. Melly C says, wow, that is stunning. It really is so pretty. It's minimal loom, but it's very, very nice. And the batteries on my loom, I need AAA batteries. I don't have any. And I bought a pack of 2, little UV lamps. I gave one to my father-in-law. It's the dots, the numbers, the actual numerals don't light up. It's the dots around the numerals and the hands, and they do light up quite beautifully. It's super luminova. It's Swiss made. Beautifully, beautifully done. Mark Gerard says, strong watch. It is indeed. It's a lovely size, isn't it? Right? Yeah, everybody. See, I'm getting to the Angelo accolades now. Scott E. Love, nice piece. Told you you're gonna have quite the watch collection. I know. I'm incredibly blessed, and it's like this chunky crown is so sexy, man. It's so Panaristi looking, and that's where they got it from. Native Pritz is in the room. Hey, Native Pritz, great to see you. Absolutely unbelievable. I bet Dirk cried when he got the gifts. I didn't quite cry. I think I had the look of shock on my face. Absolutely crazy. Jonathan Smith likes my background. This is my Sunday Mass background. I had a different one before, and this one just works better. It's got better contrast, etc., etc., etc. Green screen, you can have whatever you want. Jonathan Smith also says, I have my father's Waltham from the Boston era. Beautiful. 1970s, not worth much, but I'll always keep it. You'd be surprised. I mean, we all get into the whole dollar value of things, and Angelo and I were talking about, he's quite the collector. He's got some incredibly significant museum style thing. He goes after, he's an audiophile, and I'll get into that in a minute. He did some kind of weird magic trick to me yesterday, and I'm an audio guy, but I'll get into it in a minute. But when it comes to watches, and we talked about that, I don't sell. I'm not a flipper. I'm not that kind of person. I don't sell things. especially when they're gifts. Um, like I had a really shitty year, and then Oshin gave me the Milgauss with a lot of the people from the channel. A lot of beautiful folks got together and chipped in and got me that, and I cried like a baby because it was overwhelming. All the crappy, the culmination of having trying to be strong through a hard year. We all do it. We all try to keep a chin up, don't we? And there are cracks in the veneer that happen, and moving on, it's not always easy for certain people, from either losing a family member or a beloved pet, or losing, a loved one. It's just very, very hard. And you just try to keep a stiff upper lip, as the Brits do so well, the Irish not so much. And so, yeah, I'm just incredibly humbled by the generosity. I think it's just, it's overwhelming to me. So probably a little bit. Probably a little bit. I think the dollar value of these watches is irrelevant. I think when you have your father's timepiece and Waltham, now that I know what I know about Waltham, and I didn't know this before, I knew that they were a storied brand. I didn't know the significance. Like, we would have no waterproof watches if it wasn't for Waltham and Depouillier to get together to create these watches for these soldiers who, were going through the mud and the water, and their timepieces were getting destroyed. Innovation is, what do they say? Is it innovation is the, what is it? Innovation is the mother of invention. What is that? What is that? That phrase? I forget. But it's incredible what they came up with. And then there's a whole thing if you go online to see how they did it. Nowadays, it's, Gasket City, but there is sometimes it's metal on metal. It's incredible. Scott E. Love passed by the Boulevard building on his way to LaGuardia. Isn't it pretty? Yes, when you get in a taxi cab on your way to LaGuardia Airport here in New York City, in the borough of Queens, where I live, you will pass by Boulevard, which is a big kind of fascist architecture, brutalism building. Beautiful, though. Beautiful example of that style of architecture. You will see that building, and it still says Boulevard Brighton, bold with a big Boulevard clock outside. Luckily, they saved the building, but it is, I think it's landmarked. And if it isn't, I mean, luckily it's a corporate park. So it's filled with lots of different businesses, and it's thriving. It's got a beautiful garden. It's got a beautiful campus surrounding the whole thing. Really lovely. Angelo says, Andrew, no tears, but a lot of fun. Or dinner with Dirk. TM should be on every basher's wish list. Aw, agreed. And it's, you find out when you meet somebody for the first time, even if you've had conversations, and we have. And it's funny, like I said to him at the end of the night that he just said one thing that made him sound Canadian, because I've said this so many times on the channel that I think everybody's losing their regionalism. Like, I don't sound, how you doing? It's Dirk from New York, I didn't detect a wisp of Canada, because we have this impression of what Canadian people sound like. I think maybe one little thing at the end, I said, finally a little bit of Canada. And he was like, no, I don't think so. And I was like, it was barely done. We're all losing that. We're all becoming a global society. Hopefully we'll do that in the future, and be even more so that. Scotty Love, my friend, played on the Israel national basketball team in the last Olympics. Baseball is in more places than you think. No, I know that it is, but it just has no fervor. Scotty Love, darling baby, sweetie. Just like, you know what I mean? Like, even in New York, no, here, I mean, people have really stopped caring about baseball. It's just, I don't know what it is. The excitement of the speed of hockey, or the speed of football, or, I mean, I don't mean the speed of, I think football is the most boring, American football, for me, not for you perhaps, but like the stopping and the clock and the freezing of time and how many downs are there. It gets so boring to me. Whereas baseball, to me, I love warrior sports too. I also like, even though baseball is a team sport, it is still 1-on-1. It's a pitcher and a batter, and then there's a little dance out there for catching the ball. I do like the rules and the math of baseball as well. Maybe that's the nerdy side of me, I don't know. JetBlue, they announced and said, "Take that, American." Did they really say that? They announced and said, "Take that, American." That's hilarious. Okay, Bashers, I'm 2 pills in. How did you drink that many beers that quick? Are you a fast beer drinker, Carolyn Marston? With that Irishy name, Carolyn Marston. Oh, she can put on the beers. Have you not noticed? She can really put on the beers. Tequila. Sheen had that great show last night that was shot. It's funny. I know why he did it, and I know he regretted it later down the line. I was watching it and enjoying the living shit out of it, and then I had an appointment to get a haircut, so I ran out real quick, and I missed the one time he asked me which piano it was, and it was a Hamburg Steinway. He did it in portrait mode because the kids are all watching stuff on TikTok and on Instagram, and there he was in the piazza. He would have had to start and stop the whole thing to do it, so the whole thing was shot in landscape, which, listen, that's where the kids are going, so what are you going to do? I totally get why he did that, but I know he was definitely regretting it because I could feel it, because he's trying to get the whole scope of that beautiful stage. What beautiful staging that was in Piazza San Marco, to hear all that Puccini, and then to hear Gershwin, Rhapsody in Blue. Amazing. He was drinking tequila all night, and then at the end it was really cute. He went to go get some tequilas, and then he walks out, and like a big fan of the channel came up and wanted to get him a drink, and he's like, "All right, I'll take another Don Julio." It's like, it's crazy. I was like, "Oh, that's a lot of Don Julio." He got the big double Dopio. Crazy. Wow, Ray, you jump right in, says Carolyn Martin. Yeah, you jump right in. Do you drink tequila? I think he's just a cider guy. I don't think he drinks the hard booze at all. I think he's just a cider guy. It's crazy. Andy M, hey, sorry you're late. Can I see the watch, please? You sure can. Let me take it off for you. I'll take it off for you, Andy M. Andy M. Dun, 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 dun. Here it is. Here it is in its glory. Isn't it beautiful? It's got a really great, gorgeous black matte dial with the date at 6. And it's got beautiful sweeping hand. The hand is very smooth. Let me show you this crown that, well, you're not going to be able to see the way you do it. You twist it and it pops out because it locks. And it's, it's got a ring underneath it, that like a locking system, very similar to Panerai. And then it pulls out in 2 stages where you could set the date and set the time. And it's like, I have to get used to this because I want to be very delicate with it. And Angelo showed me exactly how to do it yesterday. And it was, it feels extremely mechanical. It's got a really, really beautiful feel. And that's the back. Sorry about the green screen because I have a sticker on it, but I'm leaving the sticker on. The sticker has green on it. And a beautiful leather strap that's made in Italy. And that's the buckle. Let me get the focus in there. It's got the W's. And this is my favorite part. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. So pretty. It's heavy. It's really very heavy. It's got a lot of girth going on there. But 41 on the wrist. Feeling great. Hold on a second. I got to reset this. The minder's got in the way of the clasp. I'll put that on. Let me see what the next time. I'm not going to make you do that. Hitesh C is in the room. Happy Sunday, Mass Bashtards. Coming back and watch replay later after the Euro final. I know you guys are all watching the Euro final, and it's a big thing for you guys. Very important. Don't forget to upvote it. Number 20, number 22, Dave Fahrenheit 451 got in there early. Andrew says, I, for some reason, think the stained glass over your left shoulder looks like Peter Frampton. Over my left shoulder. That's this. Ooh, baby, I love your way every day. What's your favorite Peter Frampton song? I'm in You. My sister Pat had that Frampton Comes Alive record, and man, did she play that. I mean, when it came out. So we were kids, and she used to play that. It was Show Me the Way. I think that's probably down. I don't know the lyrics. I love you when I'm dreaming. It's ringing in my ears. I don't know the song, but I don't know the lyrics, but I love the song. Come on, England. Hiteshi. Come on, England. Here's a new one. Vito Spadafore, public service announcement. Boycott at the Watch Hangout for being a two-faced snake. I don't even know who that is. Should I? I should, right? The Watch Hangout. Vito Spadafore. Great to see you in the room. Public service announcement. Thank you for that. Well, there's so much weirdness in the watch world. I don't know, because there's a lot of people who like to buy and sell watches and make profits off of people, and that's not what we are. We're a group of people. First of all, we are watch adjacent. We are a bunch of people that like watches, but we like each other and we like to know about what's going on in each other's worlds, our collections, our pets, our cats, our things like that. That's more of what we're about. And we also love occasionally to talk about timepieces and things that interest us and beautiful, beautiful people doing beautiful things for other things, paying things forward, etc., etc., etc. Those guys, I don't know is that JJ? He said some really mean stuff about me once, and I don't know why he did that. It was probably because some other guy had edited a video with Sheen and I and made me look like I was saying terrible things, which I didn't. And collateral damage or whatever. I don't know. I don't care, as Carolyn Martin says, right? Well, she doesn't say it. I say it, but she loves to say it all the time. Who cares? Who cares? I mean, who cares? Yeah, I don't know who that is, and I guess it's that guy JJ, right? I don't know. He's that show seems to be just like a hate stream, right? Where they just talk about a bunch of gossip and non-stuff junk. Um, Listen, I don't watch those shows. I don't care. It's not my thing. I'm not here to be adversarial or mean or judge people and talk about other people's live streams and how crappy they are and how people are taking. I don't see the purpose of that. I rather just enjoy you, and hopefully you enjoy the show. And that's it. And thank you for that, Vito. I appreciate you bringing that to my attention. I can only imagine what he said now. If you want to send me, not that it matters, but it's good to know when somebody says something not so nice about you. It's bashtardirk@gmail.com. That's bashtardirk@gmail.com. Send me your pics, the sublime, the obscure, which we're going to do in a couple of minutes. The Gallery of Bastards. Gallery of Bastards is where we all gang together and we see everybody's stuff and the people and the pets and the items that they collect and the things that they love. And it's something that we share every single day. And I bet you they don't do that on the Watch Hangout. They go on Chrono 24 probably and talk about the price of this and how much this went up and how much this went down and whatever. And you know what? Whatever. They're not in my movie. That's all I have to say. Mr. Bad Guy says apple schnapps and one more Pilsner. Ooh, you guys drink weird stuff. I just don't like sweet things. So other than ice cream or I guess like a nice cheesecake once in a while. But when it comes to drinks, I like my stuff bitter. That's why I like Campari and Select. But I like bitter stuff, and I love bitter beer too. Really do. Angie says, nice piece. Thank you, buddy. JHB. Hey, Dirk, number 25 today. What a great ensemble last night. Yeah, really so cool. So cool. And what do we got for you? We're going to give you the... Where is he? I love this guy. She let him out of the basement to bang a gong just once. Scott E. Love at Angelo. Oh, don't. Now you're going to make me cry. At Angelo, hasn't your life been enhanced after a few hours with Dirk? Highly recommended to all. Dirk, didn't you have a coffee with another bastard the other day too? Did I? No, I met you guys. No, I've had coffee with Easy E. Yeah. And we'll do, and he lives not far away from me. And we say we're going to do that again, but he's a very busy. He's far busier beaver than I'm busier beaver. So when I've said to him, I've texted him a couple times, hey, I'm in your hood, come on down. He's busy. I'd love to see him again. Listen, like I said, Scotty Love and I were in the museum, and I'm like, what are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing? What are you doing on Sunday? What are you doing? I'm meeting Angelo. You want to hang out? like little kids do. You want to see them the next day. And yesterday with Angelo, it was 1:00 in the morning before I knew it. you know, and like 3 or 4 times I said, "Oh God, it's late. I better go." And then for an hour and a half later, we're still talking there. We wound up hanging out in the lobby of his hotel, just sitting there chatting away. And it was really cool. Is I was going to take the subway home, but it was so late, and I was wearing a beautiful new watch. And you know, there's watch robberies going around. And this looks really super expensive. It does look. It does. You know, it looks expensive. And not that it isn't, but it just, you know, like this looks like something. It's substantial enough that somebody want to pull up on a moped. They're doing it all over New York. My sister sent me the chart and said, "Stay out of there." And I'm like, you know, I've been, you know, I don't know. I'm trying to be careful and, you know, not listen. Shiny things attract criminals. You know, maybe I should go down to Canal Street and get a couple of canal jobs and put them on my wrist. Just joking. But Scotty Love, that's a very sweet thing to say, and you two are absolute beautifully set gems in the tiara of life. I had such a wonderful time, and it is so wonderful to do this show and to meet people in a virtual way, and then actually to have a physical intellectual conversation. The conversations, and you guys would get along, you wouldn't believe it, just a house on fire, and it was just so nice, so nice. Jonathan Smith, the Ravel Bolero last night was outstanding. I missed that part. I'll have to go back and watch the show because I went to go get the haircut. Do they do Bolero? Oh, it's great. Did you ever hear the man reading fashion magazines? Oh, what a lovely world we live in, straight man. Beautiful in the New York Times. That's my best Rufus Wainwright. I have a very kind of heavy voice. Maybe it's because I talked my brains out last night. I only had 1 glass of wine, but that's usually what gives my voice a kind of a crappy, like over talking, which is something that I seem to do quite a bit. Rufus Wainwright incorporated the bolero into a song called "Oh What a World" on his Want album. That album, by the way, is an absolute masterpiece and the best thing that guy ever did. If you haven't heard it, it's just an incredibly glorious, orchestral, beautifully written, lyrically, musically. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. Mr. Badgas, Frampton likes a lime. That's really good. I'm telling you, my sister Pat, who turned me on to most of the music that I still love today, everything but the Stones. She tried to get me into the Rolling Stones, and it just didn't work for me. She played me, damn it, the first Led Zeppelin record, and I went, "What's that?" You know, so many records. Argent, hold your head up. Oh, that was a big one. Always loved Argent, and I was into my own thing, the Kiss thing, and Sabbath thing, and then of course I got into the other music, but all the foundations and stuff. And she was obsessed with that "Frampton Comes Alive" record. Loved it too. Andrew says, at some point, with so many bashers, we'll be showing up for dinner with Dirk that we'll have to start carrying a dance card to keep track of who gets the next spin on the dance floor. You're awfully cute, aren't you? When are you coming to New York, Andrew Wolkowicz? I got a real history lesson on Canada yesterday too, or it's Canada, as you guys say. I will say Canada. I noticed that. It's like can France, and it is can. So I just have to get used to how that's said properly. Very interesting. She says, beautiful watch, Dirk. Thank you so much. Mind if I cut in? You're funny. Anyway, I'm talking so much because I have so much to say about stuff. I forgot it's time for the Gallery of Bastards. Send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The Gallery of Bastards. You share them with me, and I share with the world. Boom, the Gallery of Bastards, the composer of which is gonna be here in a couple of hours. Mr. O'Malley's coming here. Maybe we'll come up with something new and fresh. My studio's completely been revamped. It's got a whole new vibe. You can't see it behind this green screen, but it has been. And I have so many guitars from to choose from. Let's start off with the incomparable Mr. Andrew Welcomich, calling Mr. Andrew Welcomich. The kids are waiting for him and sleep and having a good snooze. Aw, look at you, beautiful babies. Oh, you're gorgeous. We love them. 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 Oh, I have a personal message from Julian. I'll read that on my own. Andrew says he got rid of the box. Oh, this is oh my God. This is such a Laverne move. Oh my God, this is such a Laverne move. Sitting on top of the box, not in the box. Oh man. We used to call her Boxy Lady. I still do, because she's in her tin, in a bag, wrapped in a blanket, and she's on my bed. And I kiss her every night. And I tell her how much I miss her. Dean McKenzie with some garden action. Master Gardener, Mr. McKenzie. Mr. McKenzie. By the way, my thanks to you and to Easy, my basil's out of control, but I do have to go in there on the daily and clip those things. It's just growing like crazy. Look at this fanciness. Jesus, this looks like doesn't this look like the John Mayer AP? Don't all of these colors here remind you of that stardust, which is all crushed jewels, I guess, from that Royal Oak perpetual calendar moon phase, whatever the hell it is. Beautiful. Wow, this is incredible. You're like the horticulturist to the realm. Amazing. Wow. What I would do for an overcast day and some rain, because New York is a hellhole. Oh, those are gorgeous, man. Wow. What do you call those, Dino? These are cool, man. Cool it, man. What do you call those? Oh, those are really, I love those. I would love to get a smattering of those. Oh, wow. Roses, huh? It's early for roses, right? Aren't roses usually late summer? Well, they are here. Oh, man. Well, those are pretty too. I love that. They just make you happier. Don't flowers just make people happier? Oh, wow. Look at the colors on those. Now, these are some kind of lily, right? They look like lilies. Lilies, by the way, any of you cat people out there, I'm sure you're well aware of this. Lilies are toxic to cats. If they eat or chew on them, they could die within 24 hours. So never have lilies in your house if you have a cat. Ever. Never, ever, ever do it. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that. It happens occasionally with the flick of a mouse. Well, I apologize. And the competition for now they're on top of bags. That's the funny thing about cats. They just want mine. Yeah, they'll kick you off. Yeah, like why would you want to sit on top of a pile of bags? That's the problem also with like Trader Joe's and stuff. I come home with so many of those bags and I tend to not reuse them. So what do I tend to do? I tend to stuff them everywhere. So I had to figure out a way. So I've been recycling them now. And it's just been kind of a pain in the hole, you know. Angelo Minichello. We were talking about audio. Oh, I want to talk about this audio thing. So he whips out this audio player. This thing was like a brick. It was like the size of my head. It was this very substantial, like a Walkman from yesteryear, but made out of high quality material. And it was a digital music player that upscales the music. And he played me like he wanted to play me my own music, which I don't like listening to my own music because it's weird, but he wanted me to do it for a specific reason. He wanted me because he figured I would know it, like reference wise, I would know it so well. And he asked me to pick a song. So I picked the song Disarmed off of my solo record because that's the one I labored over the most. And I actually, after my album was mastered, I went to the mastering agent, who was a very famous guy named Greg Calby, and should not have been doing my record at all for the price he did my record for. It was a favor. I told him, I said, is there any chance I could come back with this song? Because this is not working for me. There was a point where the after the guitar interlude where the song comes back in, and I just was unhappy with it. I had something in my head, and I went home, and he said, sure, just I'll give you 24, 48 hours. He told me, just go home. I'll give you some time. And he kept my session live, and because they pull the sessions off and it's over, and then you got to go back in and it's expensive. Anyway, I reworked the whole thing. Anyway, I listened to the song, and he played it for me, and it sounded good. It sounded very low in volume. And then he goes, now listen to it this way. And I didn't realize he was showing me what my record really sounded like, and then sounded like through this device, which was a Sony DAC, right? Digital audio converter. I'm assuming that's what it was. It was crazy. Anyway, this is Mark Levinson, the very, very famous Mark Levinson, who, look at this. I didn't realize he was so handsome. These are the speakers that he makes. And now you can actually lives, ready for this, in Venice, Italy. So Sheen, if you're looking to get like the greatest speakers in the whole wide world, that's the guy who'll give it to you. Now, what does it say on his shirt? It says, oh, Daniel Hertz, Switzerland. Okay, so I thought maybe he was going to be showing off his new brand. He sold the name Mark Levinson, as I found out last night. So if you buy Mark Levinson's stuff, it's not him making it, it's his old company, kind of like if you're buying Tom Ford now, or any dead designer. But he's not dead. He sold the company, and he's now got a new company. I don't know what the name of it is. Did you find out what the name of it was, Angelo? But this is Mr. Levinson, and I'm assuming that's in his Venetian apartment. I'm sure he lives in probably the nicest part of Venice too while he's at it. Amazing. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. And Mr. Love, they call him Scotty Love, wrapping up his New York trip. And here he is at this park is north of the 59th Street Bridge, obviously. There's the 59th Street Bridge. There is, what the hell is that thing there? I don't even know what that is over there. What is that, man? That's on Roosevelt Island, but I don't know what it is. It's like some kind. Oh, that's the. I don't know what that is. Oh no, he's on Roosevelt Island. He is on Roosevelt Island, right? Because he has a lot of history there. I was like, wait a second. Oh, so that's over on the east side. See this thing under construction here on the upper right hand side? That is Laverne's Animal Hospital. That is the Animal Medical Center, where we went so many millions of times in the middle of the night, and where they ultimately refused her last blood transfusion. So I'm pretty mad at them, and they send me a lot of stuff, and I'm mad at them because I might have gotten another. I don't know what I would have gotten out of. They did save her life many years ago when she got rat poisoned, but this time they couldn't do it, or should I say, wouldn't do it. Anyway, I'm not trying to make this picture feel bad, but this is on Roosevelt Island, and he's got quite the history. There's only one pic there, Scotty Love. Anyway, I just saw it in the corner of me eye, so I decided to say it. We got some Eminem madness. Eminem madness. Melly C, Eminem madness. Look at him. Ooh, what's he looking at? He sees something. Mork, beanbag chairs. I never had a beanbag chair for a cat. Do they absolutely go bananas over that? I bet you they do. Wow. Wow. What else you got? Oh, look at that. It's the same pose. It's almost like you got it from a different angle. I love a lazy cat. Oh, look at this and some tutor action. 2 and 2 tutors. 2 tutors. Everybody's double fisting. Angelo came double fisted yesterday too. I haven't quite picked up that trait yet, but I should. Beautiful. Black paste and blue and black. Uh-oh. Seiko's blue and black. Look at that. Looking great. Yeah. So beautiful. What a great collection. And thanks for the Mork and Mindy, as always. Thank you so much. Scotty Love says, NYC, how I love thee, but time to go. See you soon. Aw. Thomas says fragrance and watch pairing. Hey, let's take a look to see what you're wearing. Look at this. Very nice. Oh, he's got a Colonia Club. Now, did I say this on the show? Because Michaela was having a show and they were talking about somebody tried on some. Now, M7 was my favorite fragrance. They don't make anymore, so I wear 4711. But for years, I was wearing Acqua di Parma Oud, which I liked very, very much. And I think that they've slightly reformulated it because they changed the bottles. They changed a couple of things with Acqua di Parma. And the last time I was in Milano, we stayed at the Principe di Savoia, and it's spawned like everything in that place is Acqua di Parma, the soaps in the hotel room, but they also have a lounge upstairs outside the gym where you could try each and every single one of them. And I fell in love with the Colonia Club. It's like Colonia, but it's a little bit more masculine. And I've never put the Valentino on, but that bottle's crazy. It's got your IWC, Ingenieur, and look at that. Look at that. Got a root beer. That's quite the pairing. Quite the pairing. What does that Valentino smell like? What are the top notes on that? I do love the Colonia, and I do have it. But I've been wearing 4711 only because Acqua di Parma got so expensive. I remember when it used to be, expensive, but now that's a $350 or $400 bottle of cologne. Now, that's not even the 3.3, right? What is that? That's the giant one. If I look at the watch, that's the really big one. Acqua di Parma Oud. They changed it in some way. I don't know what they did to it. I'm not quite sure. Jocelyn's in the room. Oh, wow. Peanut and mango. Now, if this doesn't brighten up your day, I don't know what will. Look at that. Peanut and mango. Oh, you kids. Oh, my God. You're adorable. You just want to smush the two of them. And is there anything cuter when a dog has the one floppy side to their ear? It just doesn't stick up. It's like Petey from our gang, from Spanky. Oh my God, you guys are unbelievable. Oh my God. Is this in a frame somewhere? Because this is like perfect portraiture. Look at these two. And they're staring right at the camera. Right at the camera. Oh my God, you guys are amazing. Oh, Jocelyn. That's it. I want more. I'm being greedy. Oh, they're so cute. That's a classic. An absolute peanut and mango. Paul Ferrand's with his Seiko. Looking great. That's a great shot, too. What did you shoot this with? Oh, man. That is beautiful. Look at it. Look how, oh, man. Look how I can blow this up. Holy smokes. Don't say this is an iPhone, too. Holy crap. That's a camera. That's like a real camera took this shot. Holy, right? Tell me in the chats. The sublime, the obscure. Look at that. Look how I blow this up. Look at that. Oh, wow. It's like a microscope. Well, he's going to say it's a Samsung watch. He's going to say it's a Samsung. We're all talking about that, how those Samsungs. I got, okay. Right. I'm not going to give that away. I just got Easy. Easy, you live locally. I don't need, I have your actual phone number. I don't need your WhatsApp. You silly goosage. You're funny. He sends me his WhatsApp. It's like not like you're far away. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the gallery of bastards. The gallery of bastards. Send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The gallery of bastards. You share them with me, and I share with the world. You share them with me, and I share with the world. And that is the truth. You just send anything you have to bashtardirk@gmail.com. Make sure it's G-rated. Make sure it's family-friendly. Make sure we can all relate to it. Make sure it's something you're passionate about. And we'll show it. Doesn't matter if it's your RV, your car, your cat, your dog, the new whatever you got. That's how we all become friends, by finding out, hey, I love rubber balls too. Oh my God, you guys are into pens. You guys are into so many different things. And that's how you find out common things and commonalities with other people, when you find out what makes them tick. And isn't that the best? Let's see. Let's get back into the chats and see where we left off. Oh, Vito's public thing, JHB. The Ravel Bolero, that's where we wound up. Right. Carre says Campari Whiskey Cola hit the spot on Fridays. I've never had a Campari Whiskey Cola. That sounds crazy. Whiskey scares the shit out of me, and I don't drink it. But today's hangover is hitting all the spots. I wonder how Asheen felt, because he did a double tequila night. Carolyn Martin says, okay, round 5. How do you drink so fast? What? Thanks, Ray Ray. Shot of tequila went down smooth and easy. Oh, my God. Rock and roll. Carolyn is right. Get up on stage. I may be drunk. You may be drunk. You may be crazy. Not driving, so look at that beautiful baby. Ray Ray says driving's overrated. I drive a bicycle. Andrew says I can barely have one Christmas tree in the house with the cats. One year we had burn ornaments each night. Yeah, once I got cats, the Christmas tree was done forever. Oh, Daniel Hertz is the name of the company now. There you go. So Mark Levinson's company makes all his incredible audio stuff. Is Daniel Hertz? I wonder what that means. That's crazy. All right, Daniel Hertz. Daniel, very crazy. Okay, that's great to know. Thank you, Angelo. Nice tutors. Yeah, those were beautiful. Melly C's got great shit. I have yet to meet Dirk. I feel so left out. Whose fault is that? Who cares? Gotta come to New York. I have a bottle of wine for Carolyn Martin that I've had in my refrigerator for, 10 years. It's a Sauterne, and it's rare, and it's fancy. And Dirk will not drink Sauterne. I don't like sweet or sweeter wines. I don't like Muscatel. I don't like any of that stuff. Not my thing. It's just not my thing. And I know that Chateau Yquem, I know that's some of the best wine in the world, but it would be wasted on me. I'm honest about what I like and I don't like, and I don't want anybody to waste something on me that I won't like. And I know she likes Sauterne because we talked about it. So it is yours, Carolyn Martin. And Easy E's been like, when are we going to meet Carolyn Martin? When are we going to meet Carolyn Martin? Carolyn Martin, could you just give me a call and we'll just go have a coffee somewhere and we'll get Easy E. I'll bring a bottle of wine and then we'll get that out of the way. And we'll be like, oh my God, Dirk was such a dick. Carolyn, out of all of us, I would have thought you met him first. She did not. We talk on the phone like schoolgirls, though. Isn't that weird? So cute. It's true. Angelo Minikillo says, Carolyn, you won't regret it. Try to make it happen. Oh, aren't you the sweetest thing ever? Andrew says, I love the Little Rascals in our gangs. I always forget that Little Rascals. That's the main name of it, right? Oh my God. He says, it's a Samsung and not even a Galaxy. Like, I didn't know that they made phones that weren't Galaxies. Is it that P, whatever it is? I'm so impressed by those Samsung phones. They just seem to be great. The baby Alpinist. I love the Alpinist. Remember when she did that amazing episode up in the mountains with the Alpinist? It was crazy. Crazy. Easy says, Carolyn, coming to New York stat and link up with us. And he says, coffee then wine or coffee then wine? Either. I'm down for either of those. They're all good. They're all good. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Sunday Mass in Emini Padre, Filii, Spiritu Sancti. I want to thank everybody who came in today. All my sweet super chatters, Andrew Wolkowicz and JHB, thank you so much. Thank you, Angelo Minichello, for a beautiful night last night. And thank you so much for my beautiful, beautiful Waltham. I will cherish it forever. Thank you, Scotty Love, for coming in and having that memorable afternoon. What a great time. I got into the private club, the Met. I felt so important. And delicious coffee and charcuterie. What a wonderful conversation. Angelo, what a great dinner, even though we did have crude, very, very, very crude pasta. Then we talked about how we cook pasta. The two of us were talking about how we cook pasta. It's so funny. It's like we love al dente pasta, but this wasn't al dente. This was like this. I didn't say anything. I was like, oh shit, that's cool. Melly C says, thank you, Dirk. Thank you, Melly C. Dave Fitzsimons, amen. Come on, 3,000. Maybe it'll work this week. Easy E with $20. Dirky Pookum's the best. Oh man, I'm gonna give you a big bang. Thank you, sweetheart. That was very sweet of you. Andrew Olkwich, everyone have a great night. Be an inspiration in others' lives and a blessing in their memories. 100%. Upvote everyone and make sure you are subscribed. Please do, because we like having you here and we like you to be a part of the family. Andy M is here. Thanks for a great show. Sorry I was late. You're always welcome. The door is always open. We love you, Andy M. Thanks for being here. Scott, you love Carolyn. We warmed him up for you. Get him while he's hot. Oh, wrench required. She's got one. Aw. Oh, Melisino, you're important. No wrench required. Have to rewatch the show. Anything for you guys. You're just the absolute greatest thing ever in the whole wide world. Thank you so much. Guys, remember to hold the door open. Remember to always say please and thank you. And remember, when you encounter unkindness, you can't possibly know what that person is going through. We're just humans. Either they're having a really bad day, or maybe they're just, well, I was going to say that word, but it's Sunday Mass. So you know what? Everybody, go to church.